Long gone are the days of PlayStation games not being available on PC, with Sony dropping its gaming exclusivity at least to a degree, even if it's not to the scale of Microsoft and Xbox with simultaneous releases. And in this list, we'll showcase the current lineup of this ever-growing list. Helldivers, the first official game ported from PlayStation to PC in 2015, is a game that lends itself naturally to both platforms. As a top-down twin-stick shooter which can be played solo with bots or as a fire squad of up to 4 people playing an objective before seeking extraction via a shuttle. Select from a range of unlockable perks, weapons, and stratagems to suit your playstyle and the mission at hand. Because the game's been around since 2015, there's a boatload of content by way of DLC, which often goes on sale for as low as $10 and just another reason to pick this one up. Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition. Ported to PC in 2020, it heralded a new era for the brand and got the ball rolling for other ports to come. Horizon Zero Dawn marks Guerrilla Games' pivot away from the first-person shooter Killzone and into the open-world RPG space, with a visually mesmerizing entry presenting an unusual depiction of the future and what the world has become now that machines dominate the world and humanity has regressed to a tribal way of life. The young Aloy works to unravel just what really happened in the past, as well as trying to keep that same disaster from happening again. The PC version of the Complete Edition includes digital artwork, in-game collectibles, and the expansion The Frozen Wilds, which adds a sizable chunk of content to Horizon Zero Dawn's already formidable world. And as a top tip, be prepared to shortcut the camera mode and capture absolutely everything in sight. It's a truly gorgeous world. Death Stranding. On the surface, Death Stranding looks like a slow-paced delivery man simulator, but as you dive deeper you'll realize Hideo Kojima's first project since leaving Konami is much more than that and will require you to overcome long distances through proper planning and strategizing. But let's be honest, nothing gets the Game of the Year title just for a famous name association. So if you're finding yourself a bit tired of standardized AAA action games and are up for an unusual and captivating experience, this game could be for you. Days Gone. Whilst the zombie craze may have died off a bit, wink wink, that doesn't mean that Days Gone isn't a game worth taking for a ride. Developed by Bend Studios, Days Gone is an open-world survival game where a mysterious infection has transformed both humans and the surrounding wildlife. With only a motorcycle and any weapons, parts, and fuel that can be scavenged, Deacon St. John has to survive the open road and the wilderness of Oregon. Whilst the plot might not be the strongest part of the game, the atmosphere, combat, and the endless hordes of zombies are still worth checking out. Heavy Rain. Made famous from the one-liner, "Jason!" David Cage and Quantic Dream have become well known for popularizing the choices matter mechanic and leveraging QuickTime events in the more tense moments. But don't let that deter you. With the PC port collection of games, it now allows the masses to experience their world and stories. The plotline of Heavy Rain has one of the most dramatic and heartbreaking opening chapters that instantly throws the players into an atmosphere of anguish and hopelessness. As the literal heavy rain pours down around you, the origami killer goes on the hunt by targeting children from troubled families. The stories are told from and played as a divorced father, a private detective, an FBI agent, and a photojournalist, intertwining and connecting with a mysterious murderer. Will the maniac be stopped? Beyond Two Souls. Following on from Heavy Rain's success, Quantic Dream continued the theme of narrative adventure games, this time following the story of Jodie Holmes, who is able to communicate with a spirit named Aiden. In Beyond Two Souls, you'll play as both the girl and the entity. The latter becomes helpful whenever an enemy appears. Moreover, it also offers guidance on numerous puzzles along the way. Help Jodie understand why she's linked to Aiden since birth in this cinematic adventure thriller featuring a Hollywood cast of actors, including Elliot Page and Willem Dafoe. Detroit Become Human. The most recent entry from Quantic Dream follows the story of 3 androids in a near-future world, and utilizes the same mechanics to ensure a familiar feeling as the 2 previous games mentioned on this list. This game in particular features an in-depth branching storyline that splits off with each choice and decision that you make, allowing for great replayability options further down the line. Thanks to some fantastic performances, sound, and visual design, you'll have an interactive, nearly cinematic experience about the future conflict between humans and hyper-realistic androids that are gaining consciousness. The stories of all 3 main characters and sidekicks are captivating, and you'll probably be playing this game over and over just to see all the endings. Journey. If a big story-driven or open-world game is a bit too much and you're looking for something a bit more cozy and subtle, Journey may be just the game for you. This blast from the past indie game throws traditional storytelling conventions to the wind, with primitive controls and no spoken words allowing the world to speak for it. Following the path of a voiceless pilgrim stranded in the desert, it's a quick and easy game that can be played by anyone. So relax and take in the experience. Predator Hunting Grounds. Predator Hunting Grounds takes on the famous franchise in an online-only first/third-person hunter shooter, where players take the role of either a human mercenary or the Predator, with the goal of either getting to the chopper, or slaying mercenaries respectively. The game works well as a group of 4 friends for a bit of frantic gameplay and a laugh. God of War. God of War is one of Sony's biggest franchises, and with its arrival on the PC, allows players without a PlayStation console to access one of the best PC games available. Taking out Game of the Year in 2018 and a 96% positive review rating on Steam, it shows the resounding level of success and admiration across both PC and PlayStation alike. The game itself is very well rounded, with breathtaking graphics, flawless combat, and an immersive experience to boot. But the story is its strongest point, telling the tale of a father and son who strive to navigate their complicated relationship whilst battling through various Greek realms and Norse demigods, including the famous one-liner, "I'm a god, boy." Uncharted Legacy of Thieves Collection. Not to be mistaken for the Nathan Drake Collection, this game includes the remastered versions of both Uncharted 4: A Thief's End and the standalone expansion Uncharted The Lost Legacy. Both have now been remastered with graphical features and settings pushing well above the visual quality of the games when they were first released. Uncharted 4: A Thief's End seemingly tells the final story of Nathan Drake, as he reunites with his brother Sam and chases down pirate treasure across the world. Whereas Uncharted The Lost Legacy is a slightly smaller game, focusing on the side characters of Nadine Ross and Chloe Fraser, who are fighting the rebels of an Indian army and looking for the Tush of Ganesh. Sackboy: A Big Adventure. Sackboy and its predecessor Little Big Planet have been a staple of the PlayStation console for many years, and thankfully this iconic franchise has made its way to PC. Sackboy: A Big Adventure will have you crossing platforms, avoiding obstacles, and collecting items across various levels and minigames. And luckily it's co-op, so you can play with up to 3 friends should you feel like it. The PC version in particular offers some unique features, such as Nvidia DLSS and support for 21:9 displays similar to other former PlayStation exclusives. Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered. Everyone's favourite friendly neighbourhood Spider-Man finds himself swinging onto the PC with an expansion of new events and characters by way of all 3 DLC packs and costumes included in the bundle. Besides kicking and punching the opponents, you can use Spidey's technically advanced web shooters to immobilize baddies or grab objects to throw at them. New York is huge, so your abilities will come in handy when you need to explore the city. Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales. As the title would describe, this game follows the storyline of comic favourite and Peter Parker's understudy, Miles Morales. Whilst gameplay and the map are almost exactly the same as the prequel, making it feel very familiar, Miles' gameplay style is a little different. He has a series of gadgets and bioelectric energy called Venom and Camouflage, which allow him to move around undetected for some time. This game is the perfect excuse to catch up on the story and prepare yourself for Spider-Man 2, which is set to launch later this year. Returnal. Returnal was undoubtedly one of the most anticipated former PlayStation exclusives to come to the PC, with new features like ray tracing and widescreen support. Notably, this is the first PlayStation 5 console exclusive to be ported to PC, as the prior games have all been PS4 or cross-gen titles. This unique fusion of third-person shooter and roguelike quickly captured the hearts of gamers with its stunning visuals and challenging gameplay. In the game, you take on the role of Celine, an astronaut who is stuck in a time loop, reliving the crash of her spaceship over and over again. Very Groundhog Day if you ask me. However, each time she crashes on the planet, it looks a little different. Your goal is to figure out what's going on and how to escape the loop. The Last of Us Part 1. Naughty Dog rebuilt The Last of Us from the ground up for the PS5 in 2022, bringing new life to the 2013 Game of the Year with new graphics, levels of detail, and more. In this iconic game, a fungal infection wreaks havoc on society, causing mass death and destruction in an alternate 2013. 20 years after the outbreak, the smuggler Joel tries to escort a teenage girl named Ellie to a resistance group called the Fireflies. On this journey, they'll face death and destruction from human groups and infected alike. If you've been following along with the HBO TV show and haven't played it, now's your chance. Right now, that's every PlayStation Studios game that's currently available on PC or set to arrive in the very near future. We can't imagine it'll be long before more games are added or announced in the months ahead, and we'll be sure to update you as that happens. Until next time, I'll see you later. Tap the bell icon after subscribing and you'll never miss a video again. And consider checking out my Facebook page as well for daily gaming updates and news. Thanks guys. So you've probably heard a lot about the metaverse recently.
The metaverse is a multi-trillion-dollar opportunity that's going to change the way...
We call this the metaverse. And you're going to be able to do almost anything you can imagine. Get together with friends and family, work, learn, play, shop...
My name is Alex, better known as See You Later Gaming, and today we'll be looking at one of the earliest versions of what the metaverse could look like.